Mad Max of the Super Chat says, did Dot take a risk on Good Kid Mad City? Sounds like a 90s album. People love it because it sounds like a classic 90s album. Where do you
I
think
don't
that
think.
he took the chances at on Good Kid Mad City?
I mean,
Because
we
I
don't say
do
that.
think that To Pimp a
Do we say that
Butterfly
about
is the
any of
chances.
Kanye's albums, Mike?
Hmm?
Do we say that about any of Kanye's albums stylistically, or do we call them like new and cutting edge? Because it's kind of like in the same vein of like the Kanye train of like it is kind of like new school and not '90s. I think I think people compare Good Kid, Mad City to '90s rap because it's an insightful and intricate the way a '90s rapper would describe stuff. But stylistically, no, Mike. That's what I'm saying. Like just the way he starts off the album, like with Master Splinter, Shireen's daughter. '90s rap albums don't start off like that. You feel me? Like with a story like that to kick off the. No, that's different. Bitch, don't kill my vibe. Yeah, backseat freestyle. You think that's a normal '90s type of record? You know what I'm saying? Like
I don't
no.
agree with the 90s sentiment, but I will say this. I do feel like To Pimp a Butterfly is him taking chances. And I think that in the moment, and I know we like to have a lot of revisionist history, in the moment, those chances didn't pay off for him well because a lot of people weren't really feeling The Pimp a Butterfly in the moment. And I remember that because I was a person that was very high on it, and I was trying to speak to people on it. People like, no, I like Good Kid, Mad City. I ain't really fucking with The Pimp a Butterfly. Blah blah blah. Now, granted, the singles on To Pimp a Butterfly until he got to All Right, they were kind of light. I really didn't make no noise like that, and really King Kunta didn't either. And All Right came, and a lot of protests and stuff really helped that song get the legs that it ended up getting. But to me, his chance was To Pimp a Butterfly. I feel like on Good Kid, Mad City, he was kind of doing a lot of the things that were going on in the game at the time, and it worked out because he did them very well. Poetic Justice is a dope record. You know what I'm saying? Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe is a dope record. Swimming Pools is him kind of doing the whole lean thing that was going on at the time, the drug rap and all that, but he put his spin on it, but it was still kind of going with what was going on. It was original to his story, but I think the real chance was him making To Pimp a Butterfly. And it didn't pay off in the moment, but I guess history was kind to it.
I'm gonna tell you what I told you, Mike. I listened to the album. I was super super impressed by the album when I had heard it the first few times.
Mm-hmm.
But I went to a party, and it was a Kendrick crowd. It was a Kendrick centric crowd. That's how I'll describe the crowd. Like
Right.
some hoteps floating around. but, and we got done listening to Pimp a Butterfly. I'm sitting next to my homegirl Shonda and her dude, who's now her husband, and they have kids together. And and they were like, "Run it back, play it again." I was like, "We playing it again?" And they was like, "Yeah." I said, "Is it like that?" And everybody in the room looked at me and was like, "Yeah, Coop, it's like that." And I was like, "Oh."
I
It's like,
wish I could have found
and
those
I was the
people.
music guy in the room, but I was around the art. Like I might have been the music guy in the room, Mike, but I was around my artist crowd and my
Yeah.
artsy crowd. You
I,
feel me? And
I
they were like,
wasn't
"No,
around
Coop,
the
it's like
artsy
that." And I was
crowd.
like, "Oh, buddy."
You know
It's like,
what? I
"Oh,
wasn't around the artsy crowd in
I was."
2015. I was around the crowd that was,
Mm-mm,
doing business, going out and all that, and niggas wasn't feeling it. And I was
mm-mm.
like, I guess I'm alone on this one, and I'll
I
take
was.
that.
I was still with the growers and the showers and yeah. Mike,
When
I
I
said about
really,
the pimps and the Mike. How about this, Mike? When you work late night in Atlanta, Mike, pimps, prostitutes, players, hoteps. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Artists, painters. You know what I mean? Like that's the crowd. That's the crowd. So all of us is like in a room, and it's like you know what I'm saying.
Well, when I really got
Yeah,
discouraged is when
Mike. I mean, I'm for real. Like the prostitutes was like, no, Coop, yeah, the fucking hoteps, yeah,
also
Coop.
the
Like everybody
prostitutes
was like,
liked it.
yeah.
Yeah, the prostitutes liked it. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. What
Hey,
was
hey,
that
hey,
song on?
Mike. Mike, not joking. Like the strippers and the hoes down here, Mike, they're some of the smartest girls in this city.
What was their go-to? Now I do remember. Never. I don't want to say this because it's gonna sound like I'm correlating a person with a prostitute. But Ice Spice says she used to listen to Pimp a Butterfly back to back to back. So
See,
it was hitting people.
see,
But when
these walls, all right.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
have to understand, dancers like melodies, Mike.
Yeah. What I was gonna say though, man, when I got discouraged is when Kendrick got on Big Boy's show and he asked him to rank his albums. This was around 2017. He had just released Damn, and he ranked them Good Kid, Mad City, Damn, To Pimp a Butterfly, and then Section 80. And I was like, well, damn. I was hoping that he was gonna put To Pimp a Butterfly high, and I was like, well, shit, maybe it is just me that likes this album. So, but now I guess To Pimp a Butterfly is everybody's number one. Man, back to the super chat says, I think To Pimp a Butterfly is when he started taking risks. And he lost me then. That was the general consensus. Yes. Because what happened was with Good Kid, Mad City, he went out there and made an album to get a massive audience. And then he went out there and made an album that was more for us weirdos. And I'm included in that population. The music weirdos, that is. Andrew Green with the $20 super chat. Showing love says, Mello is the most complete scorer. He can do everything KD does, but Mello is quicker, first step, and is a heavier weight, and is a better post-up game by far. Bully ball and jab step series, KD is more efficient though. Jordan is the all-time GOAT. I ain't mad at that assessment. Very great assessment.
There's some truth in there. Carmelo's a better post-up player. He's not better than anything else that KD other than that. He doesn't have a better handle. He's not better from three. He's not better from two. He's not better from the free throw line. He's not better in the clutch. I'm sorry.
In the clutch, Melo's my guy, man. I'm not mad at that.
Still not KD. And I feel you. But in the post, yes. If you want to give him the post, yes. But Mike, even when we talk about that jab step, like Mike, who you more afraid of if they got the ball with 15 feet from the basket, KD or Carmelo? 15 feet from the basket, who you more afraid of?
Well, I mean, is it at the end of the game or just in the game general? Nah,
it's just
it's
the game
KD.
period, Mike.
It's KD.
Right.
Yeah.
That's Melo, Mike. That's Melo's sweet spot. That's what I'm saying. KD don't have a sweet spot. His sweet spot is like, the court.
When we look at, like you said, the all-time top 15 scorers, KD is the best shooter. Period. Who are we missing? Yeah.
KC like of all the great scorers, yeah.
Of all the great scorers, he's the best shooter. Pure shooter.
Period.
Yeah. KC1 with the super chat says, no, Coop. 90s albums start with striving for perfection and knuckleheads. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like 90s rap albums usually start off with something to really snag your attention and amp you up. Shireen, Master Splinter's daughter, Mike, that's like a bottom 3 or 4 song on there when you actually go back and listen to the project. It's just a warm-up. Rap albums start off in the 90s like Ambitions as a Rock, New York State of Mind, Bring the Ruckus.
Yeah, you got to start off strong. I mean, because we're talking about an era where you buy a CD, you rip the CD out of the package, you're going through the credits and all of that, and you putting the CD in the car. So the first song, that shit got to hit. Jay Short with the super chat says, I think the issue with these albums is depth, especially with the production. There's no chemistry between the artists and the beats. Well, when you say depth, though, I'm thinking about subject matter, too. And we're thinking about content, too. We'll talk about that a little bit more when we talk about this Lil Durk album. But, yeah, I mean, what do you think to that notion, Coop? What Jay Short said. He said he think the issue is that these albums is depth, especially with the production. There's no chemistry between artists and the beats.
A lot of these projects do feel like that they're just pulling up these producers' databases and choosing from the beats that they like the night that they like them instead of creating a vibe. And there is something wrong with that. And I'll tell you what, and this is what I mean about the vibe. We'll look at the Hit Boy and Nas pairing. Go look at KD1.
Mm-hmm.
Then go look at KD2. And then Magic.
Yeah.
KD3. You see what happens when you actually... How does the Isley Brothers song go, Mike? I want to groove with you.
I would know where you were going with that.
I know.
I was like,
That's the
which
song.
Osley Brother song he talking
Groove with
about?
you. Isn't that how it goes? I want to groove with you.
Right.
That's what's really not going on, Mike. Not grooving with the producers anymore. Like, because I'm going to tell you what now, like, rap is different now. It's like, no, like, people need to be kicking it again. Like, Illmatic got made because Large Professor took Nas around New York. They didn't send in a bunch of reels. Nas was really like in Pete Rock's basement, Mike.
You got to do those things.
You have to do those
That's
things.
where
You
the
want the
energy
person to be
comes.
like that. When Mike, when I was interviewing Hit was like, he'd be right here. As in, like, he said, like, yeah, he right there behind me. He'd be right there.
No, I mean, it's
He'd be
something
like,
to
Nas?
that.
Be like, right there? Yeah, he'd be right there. Where? Right there behind me in the studio.
No.
He about to, what do you say, Mike? He about to come.
Real collaborative efforts. People got to be in the same space on the same agenda.
Mike, when you hear Black Thought and Danger Mouse, don't it sound like they was in the studio?
Of course.
Don't it sound like they was in the studio, Mike? Does it sound like that was mailed in?
No, it
Does
doesn't.
it sound like they did that in a week?
No.
That's all I'm saying. So it's like, look at, does it sound like, Mike, does it sound like Freddie Gibbs made his album in 2 weeks?
No.
Weren't those our top 3 albums last year? KD3, So Separately, and Cheat Codes?
Yep.
Don't it sound like the artist sat down with the producers?
Yep.
Oh,
and
well,
they were really intentional about what they were putting down.
I think we might be on to
about.
something when the artists and the producers actually, you know.
And again, I'm giving these critiques because I want better music to come out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, we already are having a shortage of music itself in 2023, but the shit that comes out, especially since we're not getting a lot of it, I'm expecting it to be dope, like super dope and great. Like, what great album? I think Jay Skis is hitting it out of the park. He's the runaway album of the year right now for me. And I think, you know, closely followed by Mumble Rap too, but we need more people to knock it out the park, man. Somebody in the chat says that Kendrick is on To Pimp a Butterfly fake drunk crying, excuse me. Well, that's the creativity, right? The fake drunk crying. That's the one song on To Pimp a Butterfly. I get it from an artistic standpoint, but I don't listen to that song. The You song, it's hard to listen to. Jay Short with the super chat says, I don't think you always have to take risks. You can stay in your lane, just execute dope beats and rhymes. Redman and Face don't change, but they execute. Yeah, Redman and Scarface always made music for their audience. Redman was like the 90s model of what you're talking about now and what the guys are doing now. Redman always had an approach where he was like, I'm a gold artist, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to make sure I stay a gold artist by making sure I'm stay consistent with the people who fuck with me at the level that I'm making, you know what I mean? And nothing wrong with that, but he made sure that the level was continuously updated though.
He did.
Redman was like, yo, I mean, he never said this specifically, but my fans don't want to hear me make New York State of Mind. Or, you know what I'm saying? Or One Love, or you know, whatever.
But here's the thing about that. That kind of ended up hurting him a little bit, too.
It did. I mean, when we talk about all-time placement and we talk about him in relation to his peers, if we're ranking them.
How about this? Because in 1999, Mike, wouldn't you say he was easy top 15?
1999.
This Redman we talking about. Think about this. This is when Doc's The Name is coming out and Blackout is like already out. Or vice versa, or around that time.
I'll tell you this. It was very clear in our circle, and again, Method Man is my favorite rapper growing up. It was very clear that he was better than Method Man. He had the albums for it. And in 1999, shit, he was better than Ghostface. He was better than Ray. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had to be. He had the albums for it. Now, as far as the J's and the Nas's and the Pacs and Bigs and the Rakims and KRS.
He was better than Ray and Prodigy?
At the time, yes.
What year is this you're talking?
1999, yeah.
Oh, in 99 he's better?
Okay. Yeah, he has There's a Dark Side. He has Muddy Waters. He has What the Album.
Okay, no, Mike, 99, yeah. No, you're right. I was just thinking about P for a second, Mike. I mean, Murder Music And Hell on Earth and the Infamous had come out by then, Mike.
But he hadn't had a solo effort yet. And
Yeah, he
Redman
did
had
not.
those
Right,
in
keep it thorough 2000,
spades.
right? Keep it thorough 2000,
Yep.
right?
Redman had all that in spades.
I mean, Quiet Storm is a so okay. I hear what you're saying though. Redman got a Muddy Waters.
Yeah, full albums with just me.
Right. There is
Killing
a
it.
dark side. Mike, you want to know what? That El Nino album by Def Squad, Mike, is one
Yep.
of the dopest albums nobody ever talks about.
You're right. Redman was
That
on
album is dope.
fire.
And you
Yeah.
want to know what? I'm going to let the people know this. I've actually been doing a dig all year on Eric Sermon, Mike. I want to apologize. I was wrong. E Double's the man. He's got a bunch of stuff. He's super important. And his production style is understated. And that's why he goes understated when we're having these all-time discussions. Because when you actually think about it, though, Mike, he's done a lot of stuff that you're familiar with.
Yeah.
But he's also just done regular dope-ass projects like El Nino. Like, look, how about this? Here's how I thought about El Nino the other day. Alchemists do projects like this all the time, and this is why we try to put him in the top 10. It's like, no, Eric Sermon been doing that for a long time.
Yep. Not to mention all the EPMD stuff. Like, that was known for the production.
Too. I mean, the EPMD stuff and the Redman stuff is enough, but he's got other stuff, Mike.
Oh, yeah.
Like, remember he Welcome with Aaron Hall?
Mm-hmm. No, Eric got a catalog.
Yeah, he got some stuff.
NR with the super chat says, what did y'all think about the bars Kendrick gave Drake on that Beyonce song? Wait a minute. How did that? Now, I'm going to have to go look this up real quick. Also, Mello was on KD's level, just didn't have the right team around him. I'll put you on all that.
I didn't say he wasn't on his level. Carmelo as a scorer. Like, how about this, Mike? We making a top 10 scorers list ever? Oh, yeah, he on that list. Like whether he's a top 10 scorer, like, points-wise or not, as far as people I've seen score the ball, no, he's right there with Mike and Kobe and Durant and LeBron and Kareem and Will. And who else we got? Carmelo needed John Stockton, Mike. I'm not going to put him on that list.
Man, Karl Malone is the man. Stop that. You can't do that. Oh, I'm looking up these lyrics that they're talking about.
You know what type of man he is? Google Karl Malone.
Well, I mean, that ain't got nothing to do with how he played on the court.
Seems like you're ready.
Nah, I can't take that away from his game, though. That's some other stuff. But yeah, I mean, Karl Malone was great. Hold on. Tour Billion watching. No, we're not gonna be sitting here singing R. Kelly on the A2HH Live, man. Man, Max in the super chat says the issue is
every time I talk about Karl Malone, it's just what I hear in the back of my head. I just can't help it, Mike.
Man, Max in the super chat says the issue is everyone playing a cartoon character, not themselves. Pac was a three-dimensional. Nas and Rakim LL in his own way. Yeah, he was Nas, Rakim, and LL in his own way, etc. They could talk with range. We're used to range, you know what I mean? And so when you see a lot of music and hip hop without range, I mean, I would be remiss to not call it out. I mean, I got to be honest here. Mad Max also says, like, take J. Cole. He loves to follow my dream, finding myself talk, but he can speak on casual stuff like women, streets, etc. Guys don't do that no more. I do think that ultimately, you may disagree, when we look at the totality, I think Cole might be the most rounded MC of his generation.
He is, Mike, because, I mean, did you hear him on Dirk's album?
I did. We'll talk about that, too.
Yeah, we're about to talk about that shortly. I mean, Mike, if I had to rate the Jay Worthy and Rock Marcy just like off first listen, a tentative 4, but would probably... But that's just about, like, they hit the mark, Mike. It's just like, it's not anything stellar. It's not like anything to, like, write home about, but it has some moments. I don't know, because here's what I mean. It is like, it's a tentative 4 because it's like, I don't know in a stronger other year if I wouldn't 3.5 this immediately. But 3.5 is still a good project, like 3.5. And I think sometimes we get too wrapped up in stuff and how strong it is. Like a 3.5 is a good rating. It's hard to make something.
It's cool. Yeah. You know, I gotta keep it all the way real, man. I heard a couple of days back that Kendrick was on this Beyonce remix, and I still haven't listened to the verse. I must admit. Did you ever listen to the verse?
No, I didn't either, but I think everybody knew I wasn't going to. I'm a little surprised that you might.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Kendrick fan. I mean, you're still a Kendrick fan, aren't you?
No, I'm messing with you. I listened to the verse, Mike. The verse was solid.
Okay.
He did a little. He actually did some back and forth dual voice, which I actually like. You know how I feel about the dual voice. Give me the loot. Stop being greedy. Mona
Yeah.
Lisa. Big double voice guy. So he's doing the double voice. But Mike, and we need to start pointing this out. I'll never forget. Do you remember this, Mike? Like, how about this? Remember when Poverty's Paradise came out?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. I didn't know you were gonna go there.
Remember Craziest and Feel Me Flow?
I remember. I love Craziest, man. I got
I
memories
love
of
Feel
that.
Me Flow.
I love both of them.
Tretch is still in his bag on those records.
Oh yeah.
But the problem with Poverty's Paradise is that he's not in that bag for the rest of the album.
I think that, in my opinion, Naughty by Nature got so focused on making that banger and making
Right.
those singles that the albums may have suffered, but they accomplished making those summer anthems.
They did, but I think Tretch used his bag on that. And what I'm saying is that when I hear Kendrick now, I mean, Mike, when the last time he's been in his bag? Like, let's scratch all the album talk, okay? Let's scratch all the all-time talk, Mike. What have you seen since his return that says this is a top 10 MC, other than the name and the notoriety?
Other than concepts.
Yeah,
Because
Mike,
he's known for his bar work and lyricism, right? I think a lot of the stuff that people are holding very high on Mr. Morale, and as I did when I first heard it, was the writing, right? And that's more so the concepts. The whole, domestic violence type of concept, boom. Father time concept, boom. Auntie's Diaries, that's concept. Same thing with My I Sober, that's more so concept. But you're talking about just straight up bar work that we know Kendrick for. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. What did he say about Drake in this verse? You want me to read it?
you can, but hold on. I just kind of want to get to something. This is what
Yeah,
I'm.
go ahead. I'm just reading
Mike,
this. I'm listening to you.
No, Mike. We still having this evidence conversation, Mike. When we talk about J. Cole,
Mm-hmm.
well, Mike, it seems to me that for the last about 24 to 27 months, Mike, it appears that every time J. Cole steps to the mic, we can't find the mic anymore.
It's a moment.
Because the mic's been put in a body bag with a tag on it, Mike, that says DOA, time of death unconfirmed. We can't just, Mike, we can talk about the Johnny P's Caddy verse, but really we can just pick any old damn verse he done did lately. And be like, that's that dude. Mike, we can literally go to, you want to know and this is what I mean, what's funny, like, Mike, do you understand that Nas says more quotable fly shit than Kendrick does, and Kendrick's supposed to be in his prime? Let me give you an example, Mike. In the Range Rover, listening to bars from Takeover. Sometimes I text Hova like, nigga, this ain't over laughing. No, that shit that's gonna get people's attention. Mike, WTF, SMH. My jewelry is disgusting, but let's discuss the taste. I'm in another place. This whole shit is in shambles. Low vibrational level. Riders never get canceled. Is Kendrick even talking like that? You feel what I'm saying? Like where's the actual work at? I'm serious. Like, put the album to the side. If he's the best artist of this generation, show me the verse that says he still deserves that. Like Conway, Mike, Jesus Crisis, Lemon, Juvenile Hell. It's like, no, I can go give you verses.
You know the problem I have with this, and I'm not trying to be like this, and I know
where the bars at? Where the bar work at?
I know
the
Kendrick
bar seminar. The last bar seminar was Feel on Damn, Mike.
Yeah.
The last bar seminar was Feel on Damn. I'm gonna say this again, Mike. My daughter was in a USTA tennis academy when that shit was going on. I can't even get her ass to pick up a racket now. This shit crazy, Mike. Shit was so long ago.
Well, all right. I know the Kendrick fans are gonna kill me for
Nigga
this,
was
but the problem that I have with this is the fact that your feature game is already, we've gone over the discrepancies there, but it takes a Beyoncé feature for you to come outside and do a feature. Like, can't nobody else get a verse? Like, for me, when I hear that he's doing a feature on the Beyonce record, and maybe that's why I never really was even excited to listen to it. I'm like, well, shit, he ain't doing no more features because shit, where else can you go after that? That's like shit. I'm only giving Michael Jackson a verse. You know what I mean? Like, so it's for you to get a feature verse, it's got to be a Beyonce verse. Yeah. Mo Better Cup with the super chat says, I feel like Kendrick could have stayed in the Good Kid, Mad City production style. I before when went on to something else musically. Said I before went on to something else. I guess he went on to something else musically. Yeah. Mad Max in the super chat says, and Dirk, the rebranding, not fooling the feds, bro. They gonna scoop you off the streets. His album was trash. Man, Mad Max is a tough one, man.
Mad Max is impossible. He's worse than me and you, Mike. You understand that? He's awful.
Mad Max got to get on here and critique an album with us. Jay Short with the super chat says, my opinion, a lot of rappers now are scared to offend their crossover fan base. They aren't getting to get too black in the lyrics unless it's negative. It's a very good observation. They got corporate sponsors. Michael Williams with the super chat says, what are Jay's top 5 most lyrical albums? Reasonable Doubt's number 1. Number 2, the Black Album, lyrically. After that, lyrically.
Maybe the Blueprint 2 or Volume 1. Actually, Mike,
I was thinking Volume 1 and then the Blueprint 2.
I'm about to say, I would tell you that lyrically speaking, Mike, Volume 1, very close to being in first place and would be my number 2 pick if we're talking lyrically. Like, lyrically, Volume 1's better than the Black Album, lyrically.
Okay. I'm not mad at that. It's either or. I think they're 2 and 3.
Not conceptually.
Yeah. I think they're 2 and 3. His flow is crazy on the Black Album, where the lyricism is crazy.
Flow, Mike, because verse-wise, he not.
No, you're right. 97 Hove is 97 Hove for a reason. I'm cool with flipping that. Whereas Volume 1, then the Black Album, then I would say the Blueprint 2, and then number 5, just off of perspective, I'm gonna go Blueprint. Because even though he's not like super lyrical miracle on there, he's saying shit you can feel on there. Like, what you eat don't make me shit.
He's saying important things on there.
Yeah. What you eat don't make me shit. Where's the love?
Like, you know what that is? The blueprint is, his blueprint is very much like KRS's blueprint in the sense that it's like, well, that ain't the best lyrical version of the guy, but the stuff that the guy's saying on the record.
It's holding a lot of weight.
Yes.
I do this for my culture, to let them know what a nigga look like when a nigga win a roast. Show them how to move in a room full of vultures. Industry shady, it need to be taken over. Record labels hate me, I'm raising the status quo up. I'm overcharging niggas for what they did to the Cold Crush. Pay us like you owe us for all the years that you hold us. We could talk when money talks, talk more bucks. Yeah, he's spitting game on the Blueprint. Matt Max in the super chat says, Dot raps like a performing arts, like performing arts. It's theatrical, not the type of rhymes that you're gonna remember.
But he's the best. All I'm saying is that, like, let's take the album stuff out of it. If he's the best MC of this era, go show me. Because it's like, if you have to go back to 20.
Well, he's only gonna do features with Beyonce. We're not getting him on anybody else's stuff.
Mike, that feel like that's that Illuminati, Mike. It's almost like he don't want to do features, but you're not allowed to say no to Beyonce when she tells you to do a feature.
Right. Like, I gotta do it.
No. Like, his whole team probably looked at him. He's like, I don't want to do it. They like, look here, nigga. Let me tell you what. Let me tell you how this thing works. When Beyonce calls, how high?
Mad Max with the super chat says, and Cole is the new Kane to me. He explains why Kane said that. It explains why Kane said that Cole is his favorite new generation rapper. I can see that. Okay, so in this verse, they're saying they're giving bars to Drake, and then we'll go on to the Dirk thing. He said, what, Tour Billions watching, P-Lane caller, 911 slider. Look at my garage, synced up. Get the genie out of the bottle and point at any model. What? It said, go stink, fuck it up, go stink, fuck it up. His must be when he goes into his voice, right? Hey boo boo, too many complexities to learn me from Google. My mama told me that the money outgrew you. My horoscope said I'm really out of my noodle. I'm troubling. I'm puzzling. I'm Sudoku. Say B, yes, America's got a problem. Geeked up choosing love. Well, they choosing violence. Universal, please don't play possum. Oh, that's where he's going, huh? Okay, Universal, please don't play possum. I'm a businessman, doing as follows. Truly, I be lying in my rap songs, cause I always fail to mention I'd slap homie. Ho ho! His career didn't come with no life insurance. Hope his day one fans got some facts on him. I'm an honorary beehive. Let's see why them diamonds don't be fly. Hmm. Okay. I think that's all of the Drake. So let me get here. Let me go back here. Geeked up choosing love. Well, they choosing violence. Universal. Please don't play possum. I'm a businessman doing as follows. Truthfully, I be lying in my rap song. Cause I always fail to mention I'd slap homie. His career didn't come with no life insurance. Hope his day one fans got some facts on. Hmm. Man, y'all stop the subliminals, guys, and just get it on, man. Pause.
Mike, Errol Spence and Bud Crawford are getting it on finally. I mean, what are we doing here?
Come on, man. Yeah, come
Man,
on,
look,
man. Like, what are we doing here, man? Like, look, Drake wants it, and obviously Kendrick seems to want it. They're gonna battle for who's second place in their generation. I'm
oh,
joking.
Mike. Oh, so hold on, Mike. Mr. Smith is winning now.
Mr. Smith is up. There we go. Mad Max to the super chat says, "Get the genie out of the bottle. That's supposed to be good." Mad Max wants to hear them bars, man.
Mad Max wants the smoke. See that, but Mad Max isn't wrong about that. That's what I'm saying. Is it's like, no, if he's that dude, how about this? It's like, so people are like, okay, Coop, stop giving him such a hard time about the album. He's allowed to make missteps. Our favorite rappers have made missteps. It's like, okay, granted, Mike, have you heard the shit that Nas was making around Nostradamus?
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard the shit Jay was making around Kingdom Come?
Mm-hmm.
Do you hear some of the stuff on there? There's still evidence on their weaker projects that they might be the greatest person who ever touched the mic.
Yeah, no, for real. I mean, because even around Kingdom Come, Go Crazy is around that time.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Dear Summer's around that time.
Mike, Last Words is on Nostradamus.
Mm-hmm.
He literally describes himself as a metaphor, as a prison cell.
Well, I want to ask the people, what is Kendrick's best bar work on Mr. Morale or around that time period? Because maybe we're missing something.
My auntie is a man now.
My auntie is a man now. You know, I honestly think the last verse on Auntie's Diaries is probably the strongest verse on the album, in my opinion.
But and this is where we started having.
But again, that's more concept than lyrics. You know what I mean?
But we're going to go back to this again, Mike. But this is what I mean. You can't just throw the punch. The punch has to connect, and it has to hit us in the chest, Mike. Watch this. This is how that verse isn't great, because great verses go like this, Mike. I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous. You heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. Mike, great verses start off like this, Mike. Visualizing the realism of life and actuality. Fuck who's the baddest. Your personal status depends on salary. Mike, you want me to keep going?
And she came with the same type game, the type of girl giving out the fake cell phone to name. Big fame.
Big fame.
She like cats with big names. Full clip, money clips was on the 6 range. Seen her on the ass, spotted her more than once. Ass so fat that you could see it from the front. She spot me like paparazzi. Shot me in the glance and the Catwoman stance with the fat booty pant. Yeah, I mean, he could pull that off, right?
Well, it was one of those days, not much to do. I was hanging downtown with my old school crew. I went into the store to buy a slice of pizza. I bumped into a girl. Her name was Mona. What?
Mona Lisa.
Mona Lisa, so men named you.
Yo, how does Heat for 50 Cent start off? How does that song start off, man? Because 50's good
What?
for coming in a
Yeah.
record.
Is that the one where he goes, Peter Pepper rock peppers?
But I
Peter
rock,
Pepper
rock. No,
rock
no, no.
peppers. But that's not that. No, that's
No.
if I can't. You
Yeah,
talking
that's
about
if I
Heat?
can't. He is and then with things out.
Oh,
I
that
do
one.
what I
Oh,
gotta do. I don't care if I get caught. DA gonna
right.
play this motherfucking tape and call. I'll kill you. I ain't playing.
You
Like,
saying, Mike?
keep thinking I'm candy until your
Mike, you
fucking
know what our
brains
greatest?
go out.
Mike, I'm just saying, our greatest verses, like when the verse is great, it's like we usually know the words. I bomb atomically.
Yeah.
Socrates' philosophies and high prophecies can't define how I be dropping these mockeries, lyrically performed on. Don't we? Don't.
Well, I
Mike,
was just gonna switch it up with somebody who ain't really known to be a quote unquote lyricist on just an album record like Heat, where it's like, keep thinking I'm candy till your fucking brains fall out and your ain't pop out the box like Jack in the Box. Yeah. Jay Short with the super chat says, not trying to stir up the pot, but outside of album making, when did the lyrical separation between Kendrick and Lupe happen? What song?
no, but these are the questions we're asking right now. That's what I'm saying. Like, no, we're asking these questions, like literally right now. Hey, Mike, guess what? Motherfuckers can't rhyme no more.
About
Crime no more. Cause I'm so raw. My flows expose holes that they find in yours. Wasn't for me, niggas still be dying for whores. But I hate when a nigga sit back admiring yours. Young blood, you better get that.
I mean, we could even rewind to the beginning where
Niggas
it's
won't be
like,
confined to riding the iron horse. And don't be listening to these rappers, yo. They dying to floss.
this nigga's nice, man.
Nigga, stupid nice, Mike. We know all Mike, for as much as we call him the second greatest Mike, we know all his shit backward and forward. It's like, man, he got so much. We picked Mike. I just picked the second verse, Mike. I didn't even do the million and one verse. We can do rhyme no more. And niggas know the words to rhyme no more.
Rhymes I made. How did it start? How the first verse
A lot of speculation about the monies I've made, honeys I've slayed. How is he for real? Is that nigga really paid? Hustlers I've met or dealt with direct. Is it true he stayed in beef and slept with a tech? What's the position you hold? Can you really match a triple platinum artist buck by buck with only a single going gold?
Rockefeller shit fold. Nigga left out in the cold. Is it back to
Is
charging
it back to charging motherfuckers 11 for a hoe?
Jeez. For the millionth time asking me questions like Wendy
Williams harassing me.
And get upset when I
Like, he
catch
was the first one that I ever watched floss subtly, and it was on that song when he was like, can I get a minute to breathe?
And then that minute you leave?
While I'm looking at my roll ice spinning on my sleeve.
Yo, conversational Jay is crazy, man.
Look, he said,
nice
watch.
You really got a spot, like you said, for the phone. If so, what block? What you doing in LA with Filipinos and essays?
Latinos and Chivas. Now, the people with Frederico. I answer all y'all questions, but then y'all got to go.
Yeah, the question I ask you is how bad you want to know. Blah.
Yeah.
Or we could go imaginary players, too.
We can go everywhere, but that's what I'm saying. But where's Kendrick got it like that? That's what I'm saying, Mike.
To be above everybody. I mean, they had him number 2 all time, man. Like, that's a lot of people who've done this rap thing. Mad Max in the super chat says...
in the room staring at candles.
Him too. Mad Max in the super chat says, and Dot would never slap Drake. He don't know Drake part of the ish mob. I got Drake in that battle with Dot Easy. Well, if that did happen, though, do you got Drake or Kendrick in that battle?
Actual rap battle, or they like squabbing?
Actual rap battle.
Oh, I'm taking Drake. I'm taking Drake because of the things that the discourse of this, because of the discourse of this conversation right now, is why I'm telling you I'm taking Drake. Because if y'all are telling me the other guy is the supreme MC and like lyricist and like bar wonderkind, and it's like, okay, show me the verses.
Oh, they said I missed the bar where he says, "Get it off your chest like breast reduction." Oh,
very problematic.
Yeah, man, these guys need to get it on at this point.
Into this, huh?
Listen, man, I'm sorry. I'm feeding into this peaceful battle, man. Like, I think this is more of a battle of...
Let's back up. If people are rating Kendrick like he should be the prohibitive favorite in this, show me the verses that tell you why. And then let's
No,
put a
show me the
time date.
battle.
Forget all that. We know that there's no battle. That's why I'm like, well, show me the verses, because it's like, if you have to start going back to 2015, 2016,
You lost.
you lost.
Yeah, it's like 10 years ago, man.
2023. Damn, we halfway into 2023. When did Damn come out, Mike? Is that 2017?
Yeah.
Mike, we're going back 6 years. If you got to go back to 6 years for some bars, no, fam.
How about this?
Mm-mm.
Drake's more than likely going to respond to this. And if he hadn't heard this song, then, or this verse, somebody go tell Drake to respond to this, because he will. He raps all the time, right? So let's just say Drake hypothetically responds, which I'm pretty sure he will. So what is Kendrick going to respond on? He's not putting out any songs. He's not going to get on another feature. He just featured on the Beyoncé record. Where else is there to go? He's not going to put out nothing for the streets like that. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no new album coming. So what? He gonna respond through Baby Keem?
Mike, so I guess you know the story, the rap side, crack side, how I smoke funk, smack bitches on the backside. Bed-Stuy, place where my head rests. Biggie shot clip if a nigga won't test. The rocket launcher, Biggie stomped ya. High as a motherfucking helicopter. That's why I pack a Nina. Fuck a misdemeanor.
Niggas have been doing some rapping, man. CJ Kidd with the super chat says, top 5 best verse starters off the top. I came in the door. Said it before. I never let the
I was a
no
fiend before I became a teen.
I ain't no joke. I used to let the mic smoke. I used to let the mic smoke. Now slam it on the ground and make sure it's broke.
Mike, Uncle L, future of the funk.
Well, I was gonna go thinking of a master plan. Cause ain't nothing but sweat inside my hands, so I dig into my pocket. All my money gets spent, and I
Mike,
deep.
He got all of them.
He got all of them. He got all the top 5.
I got enough to go around, and the thought takes place.
I wasn't even thinking about that. I grew up on the sidewalk where I learned street talk, and then talk to all New York. I go to Queens to get the crew from Brooklyn. Made my nigga in Manhattan had never been took.
And go uptown to the Bronx and boogie down.
Strong on the island, recouped and lay around. That nigga's
time
crazy.
To build my juice back up. Suckers smack up. Suckers back up. Suckers getting smacked up. No doubt the clout. They know what I'm about. Knocking niggas off. Knocking niggas out. Shaking them up. Waking them up. Breaking them up.
Waking them up. Standing on shaky grounds, too close to the edge. Let's see if I know the ledge.
Yeah.
What was
Saga begins. My eyes are photography lens. Properly push gems and show quality gems. The horrors be grim. So maybe tomorrow we win. If we follow the trends and keep count of the dollars we spend.
Don't sweat the technique, man.
I'm just saying, where's the Kendrick verses at like that? Where they at?
They got Kendrick ahead of Rakim Allah, man. Come on.
I just want to know where the verses at, Mike.
I know y'all think that we going in on Kendrick, but when you have publications that will put Kendrick Lamar over Rakim every single time, you're gonna have to prove this, man. You're gonna have to. AB Studios with the super chat says Kendrick cannot say smoking on your top 5 when he never battled anyone. Drake wants to smoke, he's ducked. Stop the subliminals. Get to the ish. I'm not impressed. I agree. I am not impressed. Stop the subliminals. Subliminals over on both sides. I'm not even gonna take sides here. Drake, you need to say this nigga's name. Kendrick, you need to say this nigga's name. And y'all need to make a full record on it, man. But we know we ain't gonna get no Kendrick record. At least Drake, you do it. Please, Drake. You're the one that raps all the time.
Money steady flowing. Everything is fine. Got myself a Uzi and my brother a 9.
So you think Kendrick wants to with KRS in a battle or something?
Business is booming and everything is cool. I pull about a G a week. Fuck school.
Mad Max to the super chat says, don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. Whoo! Repping my peers, putting suckers in fear. All right, if we talking start-offs, and Deck's verse is always a crazy start. Yeah, Deck killed that, man. See, go ahead.
Breaks it down to the bone gristle.
Ooh. That is the greatest start-off ever, to me personally.
I'm saying is it's like, no, stop.
Jeez.
Like, all I'm saying is to show me where is he at in these conversations when he doesn't have an album to speak of. since we want to stop talking about the album, let's talk. Okay.
I was
Let's talk
already a
about the
Wu Tang
verse. Where the
fan.
verse is at?
I was already a Wu Tang fan, but when Shadowboxing came out and they came with the video and they were playing it like on late night radio, and I heard this nigga Method Man come in there like that, them niggas had my mind, man. It's like
They
it was
performed
over.
that on Teen Summit, Mike. They performed that on Teen Summit.
I
Shadowboxing
remember
got performed
that.
on
I
Teen
remember
Summit.
that. I was like, yo, this whatever this nigga Method Man's doing, I want to be down with that shit, man.
Streets was different, Mike. Method Man got all those verses like that too, Mike.
Yeah, man. That's why it's so crazy for me to even see him on Power. It's like, yo, that's Method Man. Like, I break it down to the bone gristle. Those peaking submissile heat seeking. Johnny Blaze. Nightmares like Wes Craven.
Like my head naughty and my nose piece snotty. Right, he got verses out the ass.
I mean, even that second verse on Shadowboxing, my mind started clicking. Shit.
Master the plot thicken. This be that woo shit. I don't give a cotton picking.
Fuck about a nigga trying to serve a nigga up. I hold my own. Hard hat protect the dome. Look at my baby boy acting like he grown.
Kendrick verses like this.
No time for sleep. I get deep as a baritone. Killer bee that be holding down a honeycomb. Lounging, son. Woo, brother number one. Protect your neck.
You say lounging, son? Didn't you say lounging, son? That's the part Kendrick relate to. Lounging, son. He lounged for 5 years.
Woo, brother number one. Protect your neck. Flying guillotines. Here they come. Bloody bastards. Hard times and killer tactics. Yo, man, this nigga was crazy. CJ Kid with the super chat says, I would love if you guys did a deep dive on the best verse starters of all time one day. Like, objectively, what's the best verse starter?
So many battlefield scars while driven in plush cars. This life as a rap star.
It's nothing without God. That's up there. Michael Williams with the super chat says, like Jay said, it's like when niggas make subliminal records. If it ain't directed directly at me, I don't respect it. Drake and K-Dot need to go at it. Yeah. Because, see, this is why I say what I'm saying about the subliminals. And I think Biggie was a master at this. Jay, too. And it was creative. But it can get elongated, too. Like, this K-Dot and Drake thing, it's stretching out way longer than it needs to be. You know what I'm saying? At this point, they're just going to be doing subliminals until both of them are in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's get
I make you a mouthpiece so beast like Della Reese. When I release, you lose teeth like little C's.
Nigga, please.
Please, blood floods your dungarees. And that's just the half of my war path. Mike, was that some sort of video or some sort of single?
We all know it.
Don't we all know the verse?
First things first, I Papa freaks all the honeys, dummies, Playboy bunnies. Those want and money. Those the ones I like because they don't get Nathan but penetration. Unless it smells like sanitation, garbage, I turn like doorknobs. Heartthrob never, black and ugly as ever. However, I stay coochie down to the socks. Rings and watch filled with rocks. And my jam knocks in the Mitsubishi. Girls pee-pee when they see me, Navajos creep me and they teepee. As I lay down laws like Alan Coppet. Stop it. If you think you're going to make a profit. Don't see my guns, see my ones, don't see my guns. Get it? I tell your friends, Papa hit it, then split it in two. As I flow, like I'm trying to stop where he's not snapping, but this nigga snapping the whole record. I'm watching you. I'm clocking you. Versace Sage watching you. In the grim, I'm in. Game begins. First, I'll talk about how I dress in this and diamond necklaces, stretch Lexuses. The sex is just immaculate from the back. I get. Yeah, I'll stop right there, man. This nigga was crazy.
No, Mike. This is what I mean about. That's what I mean about great. See, this is what I mean, Mike. No. Damn the hit single. See, people know the words of that, Mike, but we know the others. Today's agenda got the suitcase up in the central.
Yeah.
Photo room 112. Tell them Blanco sent you. The deal exchanges. If no, the deal. Hold on. What did he say? The deal. Explain. Hold on.
The deal is sent home. Throwing me off.
Yeah.
Mad Max to the super chat says, straight out of Compton, a crazy motherfucker named Ice Cube.
From the gang called Niggas with Attitude.
Man, shout out to Ice Cube. Always riding with Ice Cube, man. He's done so much. Don't ever forget that. Don't let any of these people make you forget that.
What's the next album we reviewing?
I say we go a little Dirt. LP with the super chat says, Jay definitely the king of subliminals, but even he knew when he had to put a name on it. He didn't drag Nas or P for 15 years. He said their names or be direct. Yeah, it's real. It's like the subliminals are the warm up, and then you got to get to it at some point, man.